Hi, and welcome to episode 6. Now, I got that right this time. Last time I said Tracy was 6, but she wasn't. She was 5. So tonight we're having a chat with Jess. So, Jess, tell me about how. No, that's not what I want to ask. What I want to ask is, how long have you been involved in sport?
Football in general or just sport in
Any
general?
sport, any sport.
Any sport started at, you're pushing me on 50, maybe 7, 8 years old.
Yep.
And that was when my dad, we'd done all the swimming lessons and all that kind of stuff that you're supposed to do. And Dad and Mum said, do you want to do ballet or learn a musical instrument? And I said, I'll do ballet. And so this little mini elephant fumbled through her first year of ballet. And then Dad and Mum said, do you want to continue on with ballet or do you want to do something different? And I said, I want to learn to ride a horse. And that changed the whole scheme of everything. We moved out, got a farm. We went into eventing. We bred horses. We just changed our whole lifestyle all around.
Just because
horses.
you said when you were a kid, yeah, I'd like to learn to ride a horse.
Yeah. And fun fact is that buckskin horses are a particular colouring. And everyone knows the man from Snowy River, and he rode that horse that you went down the cliff with.
Yep.
So in the sequel, that horse had fathered a colt, and we were breeding at the time, and we actually got our colt got interviewed to be the colt in the movie.
Yeah,
which was amazing. But like full on into the horses, it was just pony clubs, dressage, eventing, everything. And so football didn't really trigger into my brain at all until I hit 44.
So how long did the horsey stuff go for?
Oh, well, so you know how you have a teenage job,
Yeah.
right? Everyone's a teenage job. Mine was riding work before school, like riding racehorses.
Yep.
Before school. And also then I would strap racehorses on the weekend. So my idea was, I'll just be a jockey.
Yep.
And my parents went, no, you're not doing that. You've got good grades. You can be an accountant. So now I'm an accountant, which is, I think, the furthest thing from being a jockey.
I think it's being an accountant's the best thing from most things, isn't it?
I don't know. So that's what I do now. So after, being an accountant, having married and having kids, you do the usual gym and stuff. But I'd never really played a team sport again for so many years until footy came up.
Yeah. So how did you get into football then at the ripe old age of 44?
I was thinking about that today and yesterday when I was waiting for you to invite me, and I had been through a really like a good divorce, honestly. Like, we're really good friends still, but I was very crushed. And one of my best friends said, oh, you got to come down to Morty and try out. There's this try and see if you want to play football over 35s, like the men's comp, which I knew because my ex-husband had played it. I was kind of like, what? Never picked up a football in my life. She said, come on. And I was like, all right. And I was still feeling probably very insecure and very shattered still from the divorce and not a lot of confidence.
Yep.
But Bossy Boots got me down there, and the next thing I know, I'm trying on uniforms and paying fees, and that was in 2018. And so now look,
it's Still
Now,
involved. Yeah.
I'm still involved.
Yeah.
So, it was a really, I guess it's kind of like I didn't go into it going, I want to play football.
Yep.
I went into it going, oh, okay, I'll try this. I have to do something with my life because I needed to get my confidence and everything. And I just cannot, I'm going to get teary.
That's okay.
I can't tell you how much this has helped me in the last 6 years. I'm
Yep.
teary.
That's okay. It does get emotional when you're talking about things that mean so much to you and have changed your life, basically. You know, from someone
Yeah.
who wasn't very confident in themselves and not feeling great about themselves. You know, joining in a team sport where everybody's sort of aiming for the same thing, and you know, everybody's, you know, sort of, especially if they're encouraging and everything, and you make all these new mates. So it is quite an emotional thing to go through.
Yeah. Well, I you in 18 when you were playing Waverley.
Yep. Yep.
And
Yeah.
I think our first practice match that I ever played a game in was against Waverley
Yep.
as a practice match.
Yep.
And oh God, on the toilet all morning, you know.
So, so that first year you kind of got drawn in, and went, why not? Let's just give this a go. So
Yep.
how do you feel it helped with your confidence and, you know, your lack of
I
self-assurance?
can't honestly, I can't really put it into words. And just to fast track where I went. So 2018, I'm a player halfway through the season because 18 was a bit of a
Yeah, I think we only
shit.
played 6 rounds in 2008.
Yeah, and it was no one knew what you had to do with team sheets and everything. So I became team manager. So I have team managed Mordy Alec Penn now the whole time.
Yep.
Ended up on the committee in 19. I ended up as vice president in 2021, 22. I ended up managing all 4 supers teams. I stopped playing after a couple of broken limbs just because being a single mum, there wasn't
Yep.
anyone else to pay the mortgage. But I have just been involved in this ever since the start. I can't, I don't know even sort of how to say it. It's the friendships, people I've met. You know, it's not the people I've met necessarily either from my team, because people come and go in teams, but
Yep.
the people like yourself that's been around for ages, Kylie O'Reilly, Jill Chalmers. There's so many people that you would not believe. I'm playing in 2000, I think it was 19. We're playing Port Melbourne, and this girl, like it was that a Port Melbourne player came up to me when it was a goal, and we're all getting back into positions. She goes, Jess. And I said, holy shit. Her brother was one of our best men at our wedding. And we've reconnected after this long. So
Yeah.
it's just been like, I don't think I've ever come across anyone that's been rude, horrible. I mean, it's just been beautiful. It's just made me feel like part of something that I created for myself.
Yes, because it's all about you. and your
Yeah,
involvement and what you want to do. Yeah. Yep.
this is all about me. It's
Yep.
not about the kids' football or the kids' netball or anything like that. This is my thing.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think, sometimes as women, when we have kids, we kind of can get a bit lost, in our 20s and 30s, because life revolves around someone else. It doesn't revolve around you. And then as they get older, you sort of come to a stage where you go, okay, now what? So, and, people look for whatever suits them. So, well, for both of us, football's been fantastic. We've both got fully involved and
To involve.
So do you do any other sort of sporting stuff now?
No, just your typical gym and walking and that kind of thing. I don't think that. I guess I think that footy fulfills me enough. I love the every second weekend. So even though my kids are 19 and 21, we still do week on, week off, which is just hilarious. But anyway. I don't know. I feel like this is enough for me at the moment. So I do gym and I volunteer in the community in other ways as well. So I'm but I don't think that, like with my other volunteering, I actually don't think that I would have had the confidence to do that if it wasn't for football,
Yep.
for super footy.
Yep. So I guess having that accounting background, accounting is very organized and many things that I'm not as a nurse. No. So, jumping in and filling in those roles. I mean, it's very important. You can't get a team out onto the field without those support roles.
No, and I think that's where a lot of, you know, I don't want to say credit, that's not the right word. My team absolutely showers me with praises and thank yous when it's like at 10:30 at night and I'm trying to get permits across. And back in the old days, I remember one guy for our club, he used to have to fly the red eye home at 12 from Perth, and he'd be on the red eye approving permits in 2018 so I could get Coburg players to play against you or something like that. And you never went to bed before 1 because you were just trying to scramble teams together. But I think that I do think that over the time that the appreciation, because what people need to realise is these any kind of club, whether it be soccer, football, netball, whatever, that runs on volunteers.
Yeah.
And if you don't have the volunteers behind it doing the admin, you don't have a club.
Yeah, nothing happens to it, does it? Yeah. Yep.
No. And it's just the same like with you doing your quick kick at the moment. Like, do you want to do a quick kick? Yep. Speak to the president. Yep. Is it cleared? Like, there's a lot of work behind the scenes that
there is.
Don't know even slightly about, because they just show up and suddenly there's oranges and lollies at half time.
Yeah, and here's your uniform. Yeah.
yeah. And I just my nose and that was it.
Yeah. So, I guess, that admin side of things and that support side is something that unless you're involved in it, you kind of might be a bit head in the sand about what actually goes on. And certainly it's not something that suits everybody, because not everybody can work with other people, and you've got to be able to work with other people. So
yeah, that's true. I think it's more the setup that we've got see, we've got the 4 change rooms at Mordialloc, but we've only got the 1 oval, which is unfortunate. But when we've ever hosted, including when the men, because I'm part of the men's supers as well, or one club, the women's and men's. And I just want to say that the men are so supportive of us, and it's amazing. I know other clubs don't necessarily have that support, but Mordialloc, they're amazing. And the first time I did a home game with 3 games in one day, I came home and I slept for 11 hours. And the next time we did it, I thought, I'm going to put my Fitbit on. And I think I did 32,000 steps.
Wow. Yeah.
Because, like, we need this, we need that, we need that. When are you going to get this? Well, there's just so much stuff. Like, that's out of hand towels. We need toilet paper. You're up the stairs, you're down the stairs. It's just, there's so much stuff that goes on behind the scenes in any kind of club, any kind of sporting club. And those people don't get paid for it.
No. Very, very few and far between. Yeah.
No. Some clubs might pay their players in seniors in that way, but I can tell you now, I think I'm entitled to 2 free drinks.
Wow. But you don't do it for the glory.
No, you do it for the love. You do it for the love.
Yeah. If you didn't get something out of it, you wouldn't be there doing it.
No, well, it's funny because my partner, his kids are quite young. They're 8 and 6, and they came down to one of the Morty Supers men's homes games, and they go, "Oh, we love going to Jess's work." I'm like, no, this isn't my work. They go, yes, it is. You wear the pink vest. No. And my partner said, no, this is how Jess spends her free time.
Yeah, exactly. Your job when you don't have it, when you're not doing your job. Yeah. So what do you think you actually get out of it now then?
If you'd asked me on Friday night, I would have said nothing. No, it's just really hard because we've merged with Penn. And they wanted to play in Penn colours. So then all my jumper numbers go out, and I'm trying to make sure.
Yeah.
Double numbers. I don't go home going, what an amazing day. I normally go home and flop on the couch and go, God, that's over. But I can't. It's just the little things, like someone from the team will text me and say, oh my God, I can't believe what you do. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's like at the end, I think you'd gone by Saturday, but then one of the coaches is one of my best friends, and she actually started crying, couldn't even get through her speech to thank me as a team manager. I just like helping in the community. And I think that if you help in the community, it makes you feel better about yourself.
Yep.
Because I don't think that, I know everyone's doing it really tough at the moment, but you'd be quite surprised at how many more people are doing it tougher than you.
Yeah.
It's not about, it's about a kind word and a bit of love and a bit of, you're doing a good job, and a slap on a sweaty back at quarter time that makes people feel worthwhile.
Yeah. So if we take nothing else away from this, it would be that for players to support their supporters.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
a bit of appreciation, because I think we all do appreciate those that are behind the scenes doing everything, but we don't necessarily always say it. So, a kind word does go a long way, doesn't it?
Yeah, it absolutely does. And like I've been, it's amazing what, like even now we're trying to organise some kind of sausage sizzle that I've got to be part of for, well, I'm volunteering for, and it's amazing that some of the members are putting their hands up to also assist. It's not like we just get given all this money. It's all about subs, and it's all about raising money. It's all about the fundraising. It's all about the sponsors. It's acknowledging the sponsors. It's the social media. Like if anyone stepped back and actually thought about if they're just a player, what they can see and what they can get. If you think about who has to do that.
Yep. Yeah,
That's
absolutely. So so just stepping forth and going, yeah, sure, I'll volunteer on the sausage sizzle for an hour is a big help, even though people might think I'm not doing very much, or
no,
but it is a big help.
Everything helps.
Yeah.
Everything. Even if it's something like, can I carry the drink bottles out to the bench?
Yep.
Like everything helps.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. So I think we'll leave it there. Thanks very much for talking to me today. And I love the fact that you went from horses to accounting to football.
Did I? I didn't. Did I? I did have that plastic football though. I don't know where that went.
Yeah. So thanks very much, Jess. Is there anything else that you'd like to add that we haven't covered?
I don't think so. Just the most thing that I think about when I think about supers is I remember when you were down at our last home game, and you asked me, when can you do the podcast? And then someone said, when can you do that? And then someone else said, when can you do that? And I said, there was a fourth lady sitting there, and I said, now what do you want?
And that just sums up your life on a weekend.
Oh, no, it was all beautiful and joking, and, we sorted it out and everything. But I just think that if anyone has I know it's really hard when you feel like you don't have a lot of confidence to go out there and join some kind of community program, but I can assure anyone that would come down to, I believe any club in our league to play would be more than welcome.
Yep.
And made feel part of the team.
Yeah, absolutely. That is the joy of being involved in community sport as an older woman.
Yes. Yeah, and it doesn't matter if you've never played before. No. It doesn't matter if you're tall, if you're short, if you're fat or you're thin or anything. You are always, doesn't matter your skill level, anything.
No, absolutely. It's a great space to be. So thanks, Jess.
No worries. Thanks, Sue.